I'm going to do my best to keep this from being shaky or super windy. We got a storm coming in this afternoon, so I'm going to be pulling the Bronco into the shop. But this is pretty well how far we got. I've got all the doors on. I do have to realign the driver door, but I'll try and block the sun a bit. I do have the tailgate on. We have no power to try and roll up the rear window, and I think there might be a bushing that's loose on this side. I'll have to really dig into it, but the latches and everything latch. Even with how crushed this left fender is, it's actually not too bad. I got the bumper up, got all the body mounts on except for two. For some reason, two of the lower body mount pieces are actually missing, so I'm going to have to try and find those. This side, obviously being the crease side, is the side that you've seen the most of on the Bronco. She's looking fairly good. I've got the body all squared up. If you notice, I was doing a lot of measuring when I was going through and doing the body and putting it on. I have the body as far back this way as I possibly can. I will tell you, with adding more weight in here, these 35s, they stuff the wheel well, but boy, there is just enough room to go ahead and have some articulation in there. And these rear springs, being from Wild Horses, they are going to articulate. If it's anything on this Bronco like it is on my pickup truck with those same springs, them things are beautiful when you flex them. Still got my gloves sitting on the tire from trying to push this thing. Like I said, I got to yank this back in, but that motor's looking beautiful in there. I do have her all sealed up from doing all of the rails and everything. I do have to still run all the lines. I still have to put the quick fittings and stuff on the ends of these. I'll be going out and getting some pipe sealant to go ahead and do that. I'm going to be getting a pipe and a hose to shove on here, so that should be good to go. I still have the soft line to go ahead and run all the press locks, and then I had to put the shifter back on. I don't know why that got sat up there, but it did. Robert's decal is looking beautiful as ever. I wish I could have punched it out, but it didn't manage to get done. I've got the manifolds sitting in the shop. I'm going to be sandblasting those today and cleaning them up, degreasing them, everything else like that. And then they will be sitting on here. I'll be running the crossover pipe for the 093. Hopefully I will have at least the up pipe with the little Y pipe, that merger, hooked up, and possibly even the turbo sitting on top, because I might just leave it like that and just cap off the turbo and kind of seal it to keep any mice or anything from getting in there. Steering column will have to be completely rebuilt, so I'm going to have the shaft from here all the way up kind of shoved in. That's my first mission for today, so that way we can haul this into the shop today. I also have to get some of the junk out of the way too, because I have a lot of Robert spare parts up there. I managed to rebuild this grill last night. It's not the best because over the years of it sitting around, a lot of parts were bent. This lower bracket here that was supposed to come up at the 90-degree angle, which it is now, was actually bent so bad that it was folded back on itself. There are some fitment issues. These are the original headlight buckets here, and I am missing a lot of the screws. I managed to track one of them down, but there's some deformation right here. I don't know when that happened. That could have happened in the shop, or I think that fender actually has a little bit of a crease. So that could have even been before then, but I might be able just to kind of wood hammer this and kind of dolly it out to make it so that way I can put one of the lenses back in. I do have both original lenses, but I will be trying to find some reproductions just to shove in here. Same with the back lenses, but yeah, that sucker, she's looking good, man. She'll look even better when the grill doesn't look like it's going straight up and it was in a head-on collision. Don't have the radiator. I do have a couple of super coolers that I kept that are at the house, so I'm going to donate one of those to the cause and have my guy go ahead and rebuild it for me. That's usually about $500 on my part, but boy, they seem to do a lot better than the aluminums for me. Have to hook up heater hoses. I have the original one here. I don't have the original one on the water pump, but I did manage to find one, so I'll be swapping that out and cleaning it up. I'll have to put the manifold on this side, obviously, and also put the gasket on the right side. I just did that to hang it real fast. The only concern that I have is the box that goes here in this opening. I haven't done a lot of these with this, but I have done it in the pickup truck in the past. We have very, very close tolerances right here to the box. So I'm either going to trim the box a little bit or do maybe like a little 1-inch body lift to the body mounts, just to kind of lift this up a little bit, but not go like ridiculous. I don't like body lifts, they're not really my thing. But other than that, it looks like everything will clear the turbo, because the turbo will be coming up and through here. Downpipe is my concern, so I think right here at this crease, this little bump, I'm gonna have to probably inset some tubing, probably cut that out. I'm obviously going to have to trim here, because that's a big area to go ahead and trim out, because that downpipe is gonna be sitting right here. And I think that's gonna be a true 3-inch downpipe I'll be using. The heat shield from the original exhaust will be going, and I'll probably be trimming around there with pipe. So some of this hump here will either be extended with another dent sides panels, and boy, that wind is picking up. Anyhow, I'll have it extended on these panels and kind of pull it out. Sorry, a little early. I have the coffee, and man, creamer don't do me so good. Anyhow, so either that or I'll have a pipe coming down and through here, and I'll just clear it to this box. Robert's missing the inner portion of this box. I have the outer portion. I think the inner portion got broken when he was putting it together. That's what I got out of Kimber. So I'm going to be going down or back up to Idaho on Saturday. And I can find quite a few dent parts out there, as far as like the heater onlys with the larger boxes, because those were used for colder climates as heater onlys, like this Bronco was built. So I should be able to put a heater only rear casing in the back here and get that reassembled and good to go. Robert was going to put the air conditioning in here, and he still has the pump. I have the full intention of putting the air conditioning in here. I have all the controls and everything to go ahead and convert it from heater only to AC, and thankfully, since the Bronco was cut out for the larger heater, we're good to go. It does make some clearance issues. These are always better when you just have the blower motor coming out and all of the boxes inside. Most of my swaps have been those cabs. In this case, I took a special exception, and it'll just need some workaround. But other than that, it's good. I do have some door alignment to do. This door is a little bit further out than I would like it. That can be fixed in the shop. But other than that, she actually opens and closes fairly easily. I managed to put a pipe jack under this side here. Those pipe jacks will save your ass to go ahead and hold this up and kind of do this solo. I have a couple of bolts that need to be tapped out. Boy, that wind is something else. Tapped out and replaced. I think I have the upper one here. Yeah, upper one here that needs to be tapped out. So that way it'll grab onto those threads. Those things sometimes I just kind of crammed them in there in the factory, I think. I do have the dash in. It's really hard to get without the glare. I don't have a lot of the stuff from behind it in. I do have the wiring harness. I did manage to find that, so I'll be shoving that in. Obviously, the steering column will be going in. He supposedly had purchased a Wild Horses bushing. I can't find it really. I don't know if he ever purchased it and it just didn't come, or what happened. So I have a lower bushing for one of my trucks. I might donate to the cause, or I'll order another one. Really good buddy on the forums actually makes those. He owns a machine shop, so he's been making them lately. Really good guy. I will make sure to plug him when I do the column and put that bearing in. But other than that, everything on the interior is together. I do have to fix the lower lip of the seat in the back, but the seat in the back is hooked up through the brackets. Brackets are looking really good. Those managed to plug in fairly easily last night in the dark at about 12 o'clock. We got the top on. I don't have all the bolts. I don't know what happened to all the bolts. I have not been able to track them down. I don't know if they've always been missing or what. So to get this going, I have some spare hood bolts that are the same diameter as some of the clips here. They won't reach all the way, but they'll at least clamshell down here. They probably won't seal up top because you have 3 bolts up there and I only have 1 bolt that will fit. So I'm going to go ahead and get those in there so that way the topper doesn't come off when we go to move this thing in a few months. But other than that, that's about as far as I have gotten. The air box is still good. We still have the inserts removed that we were going to put the AC only inserts in for now, because the body's probably going to be coming back apart again. I'm going to leave these inserts out so that way I can put the air conditioning assembly in. I just don't have them here. I think I have spares at home. So this panel here won't any longer be the flat one that we wound up using on Chief to go ahead and get rid of the air conditioning. and this insert here to allow both the pipes to go through. But I think I have AC ones here and here that I can use. Other than that, I got some cleanup to get rid of some of the glued on carpet that they did. Robert hadn't done that. That was the previous owner. And they kind of did a cruddy job at putting that carpet on there. All the insulation for it is just kind of glued to the floor. So we'll have to find a way to get that adhesive up. Kind of slams a little bit without the gasket in there. But she's looking beautiful. This looks really good from this side. Good from afar, but far from good. No, she's beautiful. This is a great example of a Bronco. The best part is none of these panels really have any rust on them. You got some surface rust on the outside, but hell, it ain't anything. This is a California truck, man. This is the real California rust-free. You don't hardly see this. There's no rot here. I mean, she's in really good shape. That antenna needs to go, though. I'm going to be putting one of the off-road antennas that I have from... It came off an Escape excursion, stuff like that. I'll be putting those on a stock antenna. I have a little trick that I do there. The spring's leveled out really well. There's still some weight that needs to come in here, so I mean, I got other seats and everything, and the weight of that should push this down. I still don't have the angled blocks in here. I will need to redo the angle, but I'm debating if I need to get the Wild Horses shims or if I'm going to be running the original shims. I don't want this thing to kind of have that loaded rake in the back. I don't want this thing really high. I kind of wanted to make it level for Robert because he really liked that look of just level all the way across. Even if he had to put an airbag in it, you know, just get it done. But man, that just turned out. That turned out beautiful, man. I've been really kicking ass for the last week trying to get this thing together, guys. Missing a couple bolts for the back bumper. I don't know what happened to the front bumper. I cannot find it. I do know it had a big bend in it, but it was the paintable or the painted bumper that they came on the freewheelers. So I think I'm going to make Robert a winch bumper, kind of make up for that. I'm going to come back here again because, I mean, man, I just love that view. I absolutely love this view. Little plug for Energy Suspension there. Not sponsored by anybody. God, I wish I was. But that seat just went in there like it was supposed to. Everything here, the doors, all of it. It just went in like it was meant to be back, man. I don't know if Robert's up there helping me out or what, but he's definitely putting a good word in for me, man. Because this thing looks flipping great. I love it. So that's her. All 12 minutes of it. I just want to go over one more time. I'll try and pull her out after this next storm passes. Might be at the end of the weekend. I just want to show you guys how far I got. It's just... I could look at this all day, man. I could just set up a chair and break out a beer and just sit here and look at this all day. I love it. I haven't seen this truck together in probably about a good 10 years. So I think I have the disassembly video of Ed N6XMA. He was one of our ham radio friends that was short of sight. He actually couldn't see. He's completely blind. But he passed a few years back, and I think I have backup of the video that Robert did on the GoPro. N6XMA, Ed, he actually took this Bronco apart. Ed was something else, man, but Robert really, he had him doing reloading in the shop and all sorts of stuff. Like, it was a beautiful thing, man. Like, Ed could do damn near anything, and Robert really motivated him for it. But Ed always had this passion for cars and everything, and just... me and him would sit there and talk about the old 50s cars and everything, and it was just cool to have him kind of take this Bronco apart. So sadly I wasn't around for the body and anything to come off, but I was around for the rest of it. I was working all the time at the time, but it's kind of cool that Ed managed to get that done. Anyhow, short of my ramblings and a bunch of random stories, I don't even know if you guys like hearing about stuff like that, but God, man, I gotta look at this one more time inside. I just love it, dude. It's like the thing is coming back to life. I got to cut that pan for those triple sticks. I still have those sitting there. I just don't have, I don't have them shoved up through the hole. I got to find out how much of a gap I need to give them and make a spacer and then make my own threaded bolt for it. But even half torn apart, she's just beautiful. I put Robert's locks on there too. Good luck getting in this bastard. So anyhow, if you like these videos, if you want to see more on the Bronco and my future projects, like that one right there, the 79 F350, which is kind of sunk in the mud, but it'll be all right. I've got a bunch of parts and stuff like that I need to take back with me for it. But if you like seeing stuff like this, man, I got some cool builds, especially when this winter is up. I'll be pulling some of them out, and I'll do a video when I start cleaning out. I just got a little single car garage, but I have quite a few cool toys in there, man. Excuse me. So a couple of my motors, a few crated up. One of them ready to go in the 76. It's about on par with this one, just a little behind it. But if you like watching stuff like this, you like the IDIs, you like the Broncos, you like the 73 to 79 trucks, I even touched some on the 67 to 72. Definitely give me a like, a subscribe. Tell me what you want to see, man, because I love sharing stuff like this, and I like the stories behind them, man. And the more I can share this and the longer I can do it with y'all, I think it'll be beneficial for the both of us. But anyhow, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good day, and yeah, keep tuned.